And Brenda Lee with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, which we're all going to do at Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're on Facebook Live, you will see we've got our wonderful guests in the studio. And if you're listening online, we've got our wonderful guests in the studio. So we've got Kat Clackworthy and Stevie Jane with us. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
And a little one.
The little one.
Oh,
Little one.
We've got Spirit.
We've got
It's
Spirit with us as well. He's so cute. It's
The colouring on it is
beautiful
amazing.
little puppy. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful puppy. Hi guys. And you travelled all the way up from Wales to be with us, haven't you?
Yes, we have indeed. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming and joining
We
us.
appreciate coming. It's brilliant.
It's fantastic.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, it is
It
amazing.
seems such a long time since you were here last.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
A
It's
lot
been
has
about
happened in that time,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
5 months, 6
Yeah,
months.
it was March, April time.
Yeah, it's been
yeah,
a while.
something
It's-
about that. Yeah,
Before we'd even started filming, wasn't it?
Yes, it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were in pre-production, I
Yeah,
think.
that's correct,
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, fantastic. So tell us what you've been up to. We've got the whole show, so you don't have to tell us everything in one go.
right, okay.
So you're here to talk about Eagles 11 Productions because there's a whole load of stuff
Yeah.
you've been doing, and also about the movie. So let's start with the movie then.
Okay.
So V versus V. Where are we with the movie? Because we're so excited about seeing this. We've seen so many pictures and the teaser trailer.
So-
That's right, wasn't it? Yeah.
So V versus V, we are over halfway now. We've booked our final shoot dates, which is the first week and last week of February, and the first week and last week of March, and we will be wrapped.
Do you think you might have snow or something? I know Wales gets some bad weather sometimes.
jinx us.
Oh, sorry.
They might want
yeah,
it.
look for it. It'd look good. It'd look good.
It would look-
It's going to be bad for
Yeah,
continuity.
yeah, I say continuity's going to be a bit awkward this sun, and then you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You have to just change the script a tiny bit, you know.
change
Oh,
shots,
hang on,
and suddenly
my
goes to
headphones are
snow.
falling off.
Maybe
It's
we
okay.
can get down there.
Yeah, we'll look at the calendar now. We
We'll
know
look
the
at the
dates. We're
calendar.
going to look
Now
at
we
the
know
calendar.
the dates.
Yeah,
We're
that'd be
gonna
great.
go-
That'd be great.
So you got those two. So that's 4 more shoots. You're saying,
So we've got 4 shoots of either 2 or 3 days.
right?
10 days, 10, 11 days in total. And yeah, and we're very excited to be almost finished. So we've finished all the back then footage.
Yep.
If you can remember me telling you that it went all the way back from Viking Day,
Yep.
then through the 1940s and Victorian era, and we've now come into modern day.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so and we have a huge fight scene to shoot right at the end.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which Colega Cymoedd, so one of our partners, Colega Cymoedd,
Do you know what? I'm so glad you're saying the words now because it's
Yeah.
always going to be
Yeah.
really difficult when you give me the updates. You give me all the Welsh words, and I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how I say this.
She has enough trouble with English.
Oh,
Let alone
okay.
Welsh
All
Wales.
right, all right.
We're Welsh and we get it wrong ourselves. So yeah, so they're tasked with they're making props and that for us for the rest of the shoot, and obviously for shoots after that. Yeah, we're just interested to see what they come up with.
Fantastic, and the fights. So you're going to do a big fight scene. I know some of
Yeah.
the people that are involved have been doing some training around. Now you did a big
That's
training
right,
thing, and then there
yeah.
was also they also did some shooting, didn't they? Is that included in the sort of fighting?
Yeah,
or-
that's correct. So obviously we train everybody up. We've been training people over the year in
Yeah.
stunts and things like weapons handling, firearms.
Some of those training looks
everything.
amazing. I would just
Yeah.
so love to have a go at it.
Yeah, so they all get to put it in practice now. So the people that we've had on board, the promise that we made right from the beginning was that these people would remain with us.
Right.
We would not kill off any of their characters. We're sticking to that promise. So it's going to
Right.
be one heck of a big fight scene in the end, which will have a load of extras in and stunt people and martial artists and that to come in and fight them.
Amazing.
So they all get an epic fight scene.
That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough one to coordinate, but we've got some really good choreographers on board. Stuart,
There'll be a good bloopers reel there.
There'll be a really good bloopers reel.
Are you going to do an outtakes reel afterwards?
Yeah, we've got a lot of bloopers along the way. In fact, one that sticks out in my mind was when Angel Webb and Chris Josty, the King and the young K8, Abomination Child, were filming at Iwani Priory, and there's a really dramatic scene where their children have been attacked by vampires, without trying to go too much into the story, and she's running back to her dad, and he busts open the gate, the gates, and he's running towards her, and she's shouting, "Father!" and he's shouting, "K8!" and they just went smack into each other, and we were like, "That's brilliant, let's get that in there." So we've had quite a lot of bloopers along the way.
So Stevie, you're actually in it as well as Kat, aren't you? So are you in this big fight scene?
I might be.
Very coy.
So what's your choice of weapon?
I am the weapon.
You are the weapon. Oh.
She's my weapon.
Oh.
The fruit of
are. Ooh. Obviously, everyone stays the same age all the way through this. So, City on sausage rolls. Did you know that?
Built the city on sausage dog.
oh yeah. I hope you had your hands over his ears.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's looking depressed.
I think he's going to fall asleep. Actually, he's so
I think he
cute.
is.
He's so cute. So lots to look forward to for V
Yeah,
versus
lots to
V,
look forward to.
Yeah,
and lots
sounds
more people
amazing.
involved or getting involved.
Yeah, there's a lot more people now. Now that people are becoming more aware of us and what we're trying to do, there's a lot more people.
I suppose it's a bit like the snowball effect. It starts
Yeah.
off small and then it just rolls and gets bigger, and then the bigger it gets, more people here.
Well, I think when we first started it, because people didn't quite understand what it was we were trying to achieve, and it's for a long time I've been banging my head against the wall trying to say we're not just making a film. It's not about making a film. This is not, you know.
Yeah.
And try and picture it this way. So social enterprise aside, which I'll talk about in a minute,
Yeah.
where the end product is concerned, for example, the sale of the film, it's like, say you wanted to go and do a race for charity. Everybody's considered doing something for charity, or,
Yeah.
or I hope everybody has.
Yeah.
And they get sponsor forms and they get sponsored to race.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of like everybody on board being sponsored to be part of making a film. So it's a very similar thing
Yeah.
to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you try and look at it that way,
Yeah.
then people kind of start to understand the charity side a bit more then.
It's been quite tricky to get people to get their heads around that aspect
Yeah.
and to get the right people on board with the same goal in mind to help
Yeah.
the charity. Is not just an ego trip for the, you know.
But at the same time, you are actually giving a lot of people opportunities because
Yeah,
This
you've
is
got a
the social
mix.
enterprise
Yeah, exactly.
side,
Because
yeah.
you've got the mix of the professionals, but you've
Yeah.
also got people who want to get into the business,
Yeah.
and it's a really hard business to get into.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
is moving
exactly.
forwards, giving new people the skills to then go on and help more
Yeah.
people, and you know, it's just
Yeah.
from there, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And
I think it's an amazing idea. I'm
Brilliant.
I'm surprised there's not more people have thought of that as an idea to.
I'm quite surprised of that as well, but I'm not complaining.
No, what
Arnold
you're the first.
Schwarzenegger
Yeah,
said,
you're
you
the-
know,
you're the
he's
pioneers,
Yeah.
to
aren't
do
you? Pioneers
something,
in it.
painting it.
But yeah, I mean, certainly along the way in the social enterprise aspect is about creating the opportunity for people to come and learn these new skills and come and give us a go and be part of it. And, you know, at the end, when we're all sat there and watching the big screen and everybody knows where the proceeds to that is going to go and how much of
Yeah.
a difference it'll make then to the charity
Yeah.
side. And they just know that, my gosh, look how far I've come from, 9 months to a year ago. All these new skills I've learned and I've put it into practice here and I'm a part of that and we're making a difference.
Yeah.
And it's a case of it doesn't end there. We go on to the next one then and we all go together.
Yeah.
It just keeps going
Yeah.
and going.
And it's and I think there's been a lot of, I can't remember if we talked about this before, but there's been a lot of research about what makes people happy. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen that.
Yeah.
And one of the things is about
giving, isn't it?
giving. Actually,
Yeah.
giving is something that tends to make people happier. And in fact, we were very, very lucky. A friend of ours has just given us something today for nothing. What's it called?
The top box.
Top box.
The top box for a car.
Really good quality one.
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you sure you don't want anything for it?" And she said, "No, pay it forward." So
Yeah,
and I
pay
think
it- that sort of concept, paying it forward. You get something given to you, then do something for somebody else, and it
Yeah.
really works.
yeah, it
Well,
does.
it's kind of like we say, it's the giving of time and the creation of memories, which is more valuable than any gold or silver.
Absolutely,
that's out
yeah.
there. And that's kind of well, that is exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people on board who've given so much that you can't, you're blown away just to see it, you know. How many, it's like we've been a magnet for like-minded people
Yeah.
who just really want to be a
Yeah.
part. They're passionate, they want to make a difference, they want to help each other.
Yeah.
They've all formed relationships, they're all supporting each other,
Yeah.
you know, and that's just brilliant.
It is brilliant.
Proud of them.
Time is the most valuable thing in the world.
It's the one thing you can't buy.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when last time when you were here, we talked about the music because you've actually got quite a
Yeah.
lot of music. So
Yeah.
we quite often play the Blood Ties.
Blood Ties, that's
Yeah.
my favourite song.
It's
Yeah,
amazing,
we really
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, quite often when we talk about the show, we'll play that in the
Yeah.
background
That's
or something
right,
like
yeah.
that. So I really love that. But Jasmine Rose has done some stuff as well,
Yes,
hasn't she,
yeah.
for it?
Jasmine
so
and Gareth, yep.
yeah, and okay, Gareth. So you must send me something from Gareth then, because I don't
Yeah.
think we've had anything from Gareth.
I think the one that Jasmine and Gareth did together, The Haunted, that's Gareth.
Right. Okay. Yes,
that's
I think we
Jasmine.
did have that one, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
Gareth
yeah.
is more like heavy metal and
Yeah.
rock.
It's
Oh,
cool.
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Jasmine Rose has actually done a cover for us, hasn't she?
Gosh, she's done my favourite Christmas song by Cliff Richard, and she put it together and she did a cover of it for us to play today. And oh God, it choked me up. I could choke up just talking about it now. Her voice is phenomenal. It's fantastic, and she just creates these epic pieces by layering her own voice. So all the voices are her own voice, and she layers it. And I'm going to shut up and just let you play.
Clever stuff, yeah. So this is Jasmine Rose and Mistletoe and Wine.
The child is a king, the carolers sing, the old has passed, there's a new beginning. Dreams of Santa, dreams of snow, fingers numb, faces aglow. Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, children singing Christian love, with loves on the fire and gifts on the tree. A time to rejoice in the good that we see. Time for living, time for believing, a time for trusting and not deceiving. Love and laughter and joy ever after. Ours for the taking, follow the master. Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, children singing Christian life, with logs on the fire, gifts on the tree. A time to rejoice in the good that we see.
And Jasmine Rose with Mistletoe and Wine. So that's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. Do you know she gigs, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. Her and her mum has started doing it. Remember Becca,
has
who was
she?
here?
Yes.
Yeah, who was here with me last time? Oh gosh, do you know what? You just got to sit and listen to them two together. You can tell they related.
Oh really?
They're very, very.
Do they
talented.
harmonise together then? Or?
Yeah, very, very talented. I could just sit there and listen to them forever.
Isn't that lovely when you know someone who sings so beautifully and I can do that.
Yeah.
So Stevie, how long have you been involved in sort of V versus V and Eagles 11 productions?
Since the first training day, so what was that, the 2nd of December?
Last year. So over a year. Wow.
Yeah.
So so tell us a little bit about how you got involved and sort of kind of how you got to where you are now, because you're quite involved now, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, that's not what I heard.
I just saw the casting call on Facebook on one of the groups on there and applied. I'd only recently moved to Wales because I lived up in Newcastle before that.
That's a big move.
Yeah, I like doing big moves
Do you do that regularly?
quite regularly.
Oh, do
yeah.
you?
So I hadn't actually done anything in Wales because I didn't know anybody, and I was kind of trying to reach out through different channels on online, looking for different places to go, and I saw that and I was like, ooh, that'd be a good one.
So were you a trained actress or before that, or actor I should say?
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people would say so. Some people would say not. I did it all through my childhood. I was in drama workshops and Saturday schools and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever I wasn't out playing on my BMX, I was in a drama group.
Oh, did you do wheelies and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Mastered falling off, didn't you?
Yeah.
You need to master the falling off first.
Yeah. So what happened then? So you sort of applied, I presume, and got accepted.
So just went along to the training day thingy, which was a bit of a because I was suffering a bit with my anxiety at the time, and I took my daughter with me as kind of my buffer,
Yeah.
if you like.
Like I'm bringing spirit.
Yeah,
Bit
she
of a
was like,
blanket.
if someone got too close, I was like, child.
Yeah.
So she came with me, and it was awkward, but we had some bits where we had to do a little bit of acting, which was good, and people were kind of watching, and then we it was just, I don't know. That was the first bit, and then they said, "Oh yeah, okay, you're through to the next bit," and I was like, "Cool." And I just kept trying to get more involved, really, because I didn't really have much else going on.
Right.
Just the kids.
Something else to focus on, I suppose, is it?
Yeah, I
To
suffer
occupy your
with some mental health issues, so work isn't really an option for me because it just isn't.
Well, this is kind of work, but voluntary.
It is,
But
work
you're enjoying
for the
it.
moment,
But
voluntary
enjoying
for
it,
the
yeah.
moment,
It's kind of I'm if there too much rules and regulation, I kind of just like
You,
kick it away.
right, yeah.
Alright, yeah.
So this is kind of it's welcoming and embracing and supportive.
Yeah.
So it works.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
it works really well for you, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to get more involved, and she was like, "Oh, we're doing this filming day." I was like, "Oh, do you need any help?"
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want. So I came along to that and stopped a gazebo from flying away. That was fun.
Was that one of the storms? We had a few storms this year.
That
haven't
was
we?
the day where we shot down McGowan, wasn't it? And Ross
Yeah.
was there holding Emma Jason up while she tried to put a gazebo back together. And then Adam Hassan, wasn't there, was stood there with the pole, and everyone was drenched. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I wish we'd filmed that.
So that's not going to be in the
Rescue
outtakes then.
gazebo, Chuck Stevie on it.
Yeah, I was just standing with the pole like, I can't move. That was fun.
So apart from, you're a vampire, is that right? Have I got that right?
No,
You're a Viking.
I am the Viking queen.
Oh, you're the Viking
Viking
queen.
queen,
I get
yeah.
it all wrong every time. I got Laura wrong as well. I thought she's a Viking, isn't she? Yeah.
Laura,
Yeah.
Viking biker.
Yeah, that's
Cowboy.
right. Yeah.
Viking,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I thought she was a vampire as well.
She's
So,
listening in.
yeah, she is listening in. Yeah. So you're the Viking queen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm her mommy.
Do you get to wear some real cool clothes as Viking queen?
A big red potato sack.
That sounds glamorous.
So I'll just tell you a little bit about Stevie's character. She helps the Viking King portray the dementia in the film.
Right.
Where she's passed away giving birth. And she's still appearing in the film.
Okay.
Without going into too much detail so that you can see. For me, though, the biggest thing for me is how much Stevie has grown as a person from when I first met her, like a year ago. And I went to hug her, and the reaction I got was, like,
So,
ooh! I thought, like, get away from me.
yeah.
And couldn't get her to speak really or have a conversation with me, to now when she's laughing and she's joking. Well, Ray's had a taste of it out there. Ray absolutely loves Stevie. I think he's going to steal Stevie by the end of this. To getting on the screen and doing the acting. We've even had her kiss on screen. And do you know what? For me,
She pulled a funny face on that if you're listening.
for me, that is what the Eagles 11 side is about. It's
Yeah.
about teaching people new
Yeah.
skills, gaining, growing them as people, and confidence. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got a fish brain today.
I have it every day, so
Yeah,
I
just the
live
development
with
of
it every day, so-
yeah, personal development. There you go. Growing
Yeah.
communities, connecting communities, personal development, gaining confidence, and bringing out the best in people. This is the difference. I remember on the very first day that we held those auditions, but we called it a team building day.
Yeah.
It wasn't like coming to an audition, and we said to people, throw that out the window. This is not like an interview or anything. We wanted to pull people out of their comfort zone, make them laugh at themselves. You know,
Yeah.
we had sumo wrestling outfits, we had bouncy castles for the adults. Because when you get someone to relax and just be themselves, they give so much better quality of themselves.
Yeah.
And they learn better, they
That's
grow
true.
better,
Yeah, that's
they
true.
they develop relationships with each other better. And now, over a year down the line, there's several pockets of people who are all friendly with each other and doing things together. It's wonderful to see. And you can see them praising each other and supporting each other.
Yeah.
And then taking them, like we're in partnership with a few different places. Firearms for Film, Mikey's Emotion is called now, is no longer Kabam, Revolutionised Dance and Theatre School, and some of the V versus V crew have gone to different event days that they do to learn new skills as
Right,
well. So they
okay.
haven't just come to what we've put on, they've got themselves out there
they're
then and
supporting
taken their
others
own
now.
initiative
Yeah.
to develop themselves and
amazing.
their own skills.
It's
It's
amazing.
wonderful
Isn't
to
it such
see.
a wonderful thing?
You are.
Let's hear something else now. There's a new Spaceman Spaceman Came Travelling. I'll get it right.
You can't even read.
Pages
You can't even read off
No,
the
I
screen.
didn't. Well, yeah, I have got my
How
contacts.
many mulled
in.
wines have you had?
None yet.
Yeah.
Mine's a sleep thing. That's my excuse anyway.
rubbish.
It could be age as well. But anyway, there's the old one has
Chris
been
de Burgh,
Chris de Burgh one's been redone by a chap called John Gibbons. So I know you haven't heard this one, have you, Trev?
No, I haven't. I still won't because I haven't got any headphones.
That's true. I'll leave for a ride if you like. Anyway, this is the new Spaceman Come Travelling. I bet your Facebook doesn't like this one. And Came Travelling by John Gibbons. I can't see them.
Why don't you wear glasses?
dear.
You can see much better with your glasses.
I
on.
could probably see better with glasses, but I'm very vain
she
and I
puts-
don't want to put my glasses
She
on.
puts the contacts in and then squints at everything.
Apparently, yeah. So we had a long chat about V versus V. So Eagles 11's kind of doing all kinds of things now. It's not
Yeah.
just the movie. You've got loads of plans, loads of connections with lots of people.
Yeah, new
Tell us a bit about that.
partners, new
we
mission. Yeah.
Go on, give us a little bit to start off with. And we'll listen to some more music and we'll carry on talking about that.
Okay, a little bit. Oh gosh, where do I start?
Yeah, where do you start? So apart from V versus V, what other sort of big initiatives have you got coming up?
Well, once we wrap with V versus V the end of March, when we move into April, we're looking at supporting with a project called Bandages to Bars, PTSD, mental health, in particular veterans.
Right, okay.
So with the Cardiff City Football Foundation, Cardiff City Football Club Foundation Veterans Project, which we're partnering. We're going to be working on. I don't want to go too much into the story of that one,
Okay.
No,
but it's
cool.
it's a real life op. Some people might know of it, Op Barra. We're kind of making a film based around the op,
Right.
but more so, in particular, a soldier's mental health after that.
Okay.
That's probably as much as I'll say.
Which is interesting because PTSD has more recently been recognised in war veterans, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
But previously, a lot of people went through some awful times, and I think it was hard for families even to understand why they were behaving in a certain
right.
way. So
Yeah.
there's much more to the front now. So I'm assuming the film's going to be kind of helping some of that
Yeah.
as well, is it?
That's right, yeah. And I'll just tell you a little bit about the Veterans Project and Finola Pickwell. Gosh, what a woman! She does so much. Well, in fact, on Christmas Day, we're cooking for a load of veterans. I say we.
cool.
I'm going to do what I can in a wheelchair with a busted hand, but I'm going to be there for moral support and to eat dinner.
Put a cross on a sprout.
Put a cross on the sprout. Yeah. I'll drink the bubbly in the corner. That's what I'll do.
I'll help them get rid of the alcohol.
Yeah, so things like that, like veterans who would usually be on their own on Christmas and not have a cooked dinner and stuff like that. And what they do like coffee mornings and toast mornings. They do fundraisers. Gosh, Finola's even been involved with Stand Against Bullying, which a couple of members on our Eagles 11 team who are management of anti-bullying, which will be going into the schools and talking about.
Right, okay.
We're going to partner them up with them and see what they look. Dog goes off again. Sorry, he's distracting me.
Oh, he's
Um,
lovely.
Should try and get him on screen more.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. How's that?
Camera. I'll turn the cat.
How's
Put
that?
the camera
Yeah,
down
you
a
can
bit.
see
There
it's so cute. How old is he?
I thought he was 15 weeks, but apparently he's only 11.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, bless. So what's the name of the organisation again? That's
The
doing all of
Cardiff
this.
City Football Club Foundation
Right.
Veterans Project.
Okay, so it's a project by the Cardiff City Football Club.
Club Foundation,
Okay,
Veterans
foundation.
Project. Yeah, I know. I have to go over and over and over and over and over to remember all the words. So that is gearing up to start in April, May next year. which
So will you
be
be doing post-production on the movie whilst that's
Yes.
starting?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So the V versus V will go into editing and,
Yeah.
and VFX and that. We'll just crack on with the next. So we'll start with the training and the social enterprise side,
right.
focus in particular on veterans
Yeah.
and persons with mental health. And then hopefully we'll have another production at the end of next year to start.
Fantastic.
But our goal is to have, obviously when funding comes through and that, our goal is to have 3 projects at the go at any one time.
Right, okay.
The reason our first one's taking
Quite
so
a
long.
task.
It is a task, I know, but we're all aspirers.
We'll have enough people.
We have enough
Have you got the
people. We
people?
have
Yeah,
we have the support. I mean,
Are you getting the funding that you need to do that as well now?
not right now. No,
Right.
the funding takes a long time to come through, and we're only babies. We've only really been a social enterprise for just under a year.
Right.
It's kind of taken off a lot quicker than we could keep up, to be honest.
But then,
And
do you know what great ideas do?
Yeah.
I suppose the challenge is not trying to get too big too
yeah,
quickly,
yeah, trying to hold it back, a
and
bit,
so that
yeah.
you don't end up, you
Yeah.
know, not stressing yourself out for a start, you know, but getting it's working out that
Yeah.
how you can sort of pace it, but allow it to grow still.
Yeah. But so at the moment, until we do get our funding through, we are relying purely on donations and fundraising.
Right.
Which reminds me, actually, I was going to do it at the end, but I'll do it now. It's a special thanks to Master John Byrne and Hugh Thomas and Lorraine Byrne as well of Martial Arts for All. They did a fundraiser for us and they raised
Okay.
£1,500.
Wow.
Wow.
That's our biggest fundraiser so
Amazing.
far.
What did they do to do the fundraising?
They did at the martial arts dojo. They donated the entire of November month.
wow.
Yeah, and they did their katas
Wow.
and there's the video is up on Facebook. You can have a little look, and it looks outstanding. The discipline and the thing that martial arts does for people, and in particular youth as well, where it gives them a focus and a discipline. It's amazing. It's what kind of like what we're all about. So
Yeah.
special thanks there.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. Do they know it's Christmas? From a while back, I can't remember when that came out.
1984.
Not that you know that. So, well, is that true? Are you
It's
guessing?
about- no, it's about
okay.
1984,
All right,
I think.
1984.
We
Okay.
were only one
You're only one.
in 1984.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
about
only-
then. I'm not sure how accurate that, but give or take a year, it's 1984. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. But
More drugs. Where was I? Yeah,
So-
anybody who's interested in helping and joining and growing with us, we don't close the door to anybody that wants to be a part of this. Doggo's chewing the lead.
Yeah, we'll end up with no microphone on that side. 'Cause,
What we do ask is that people have a bit of patience with us, because we are a board of 6 now.
right. Okay.
And we deal with everything that comes in, and you can imagine how busy it gets.
Okay,
And
yeah.
so we not only have the social enterprise to sort out, we have all the projects and all the charity work that we're trying to do alongside that, and there's only 6 of us board level,
So roughly how many people are there involved altogether?
around about 90.
Wow.
Thousands more following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. When you think about our partners and the things that they do as well, and the whole organisations, I wouldn't like to guess.
Huge.
We are growing.
Yeah.
We are growing. We're going in the right way.
When you
We're going
think
in the
about
right
when you
direction.
came earlier on in the year and had a chat,
Yeah.
it was, it
was just me.
But it was already growing. You had a lot of interest, didn't you? 'Cause you had
Yeah.
loads of people came along to do the training, as you mentioned earlier on.
I think a lot of the interest came within the filming industry and people aspiring within the filming industry, because people didn't quite get what it was that we were trying to do. And now that the message is getting out there and it
Yeah.
is clear and people
Yeah.
are seeing, all right, okay, now we've got other people that are not necessarily in the industry, if you know what I mean,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
other places
yeah.
coming on board, and it's going in the right direction as
Yeah.
a social enterprise. which is
I wonder
really-
how many people in the industry are watching.
I
And how many
wonder.
people are
Yeah.
thinking, let's
Stop
see how this all
watching,
turns
get
out, the
involved.
film, so the movie, how
Yeah.
the movie turns out,
Yeah.
and then might sort of put a hand up at
Yeah.
that point.
I think,
Yeah.
I have been told about that, and because a lot of people think I'm a little bit naive, because I try to grow people and see the best in people. I'm not stupid. I know that there are some people that are watching, some people that are waiting and thinking, what can I get out of this?
Yeah.
The answer to that is most probably nothing. We're all about giving.
Yeah.
We're all about giving. Everybody gets something out of it. If you're the kind of person who wants to give, who wants to make a difference, who wants to grow, passionate, and wants to
Yeah.
make something
Yeah.
of yourself as well, then this is what we support. But we're not here to make anybody rich and famous. We're not.
It
it's
might
just
make
not-
people famous.
Well, maybe. Who knows? But
And
it's
it
not
might
our-
make people rich, but that'll be a side product of the
Yeah,
fact that we're helping people to move
That's right,
forward
you would have
in
cre-
their own
And then you would
You would
hope
have
that maybe in the
created that.
future,
Yes.
if something comes out that they might then reciprocate maybe with some funding or something
Perhaps,
later on. You
maybe.
never know.
It's all together make a difference, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's all giving back, getting out there, partnerships, and that's all it's about, really.
Yeah.
It's getting the word that, we are doing good and we are spreading good and we're trying to grow that side of things. It's getting that message over more so than,
And then-
look, we're making a film.
In that industry, it's actually quite cutthroat, isn't it? Normally,
Very, yeah.
So it's quite hard. So this is completely different model.
Yeah,
to
we've
what
had a
people
lot
used
of
to.
heartache, I would call it. I get attached to people,
Yeah.
and I certainly have had a lot of heartache along the way. But all the people that are with us, and I see it every day, people growing and people giving and
Yeah.
people making a difference. It's just makes it so much worth it. It keeps you going.
Yeah.
Keeps you going no
Yeah.
matter what. I haven't had the best of times the last few months with my health, with different things going on and new diagnosis and stuff. But you have a choice. You can either go that way, or you can say, right, okay, this is going on. Let's look forward and go
Yeah.
this way. And
Well, I have to say, I'm going to say this publicly. I think you're amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Thank you.
you have, like you said, you had some
So
health issues, and
positive.
we've been following you.
Yeah.
You put little YouTubes out on Facebook and little things
Yeah.
about, which I think is an incredibly brave thing to do.
Thank you.
Because you're laying yourself out there.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's also showing other people who've got similar conditions
Yeah.
what it really means, or people who don't understand. I know a load of people with fibromyalgia, but they've never really spoken to me about what it means to them.
Yeah.
So I've learnt a lot from
Yeah,
you
thank
as a
you.
consequence of that. But you keep going, and you're just still there with that big spark you've got.
I try. I mean,
Inspiration.
Yeah,
You
very
give
This-
so
this
many
is my
great
goal.
inspiration.
if I can inspire just one person, I'll be happy. My mission's complete.
I think you've inspired plenty more than
I
one
think
already.
a few more zeros
Yes.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one,
but that's
I think.
kind of. I mean, I was very, very reluctant to. I mean, I've had my condition since 2012, and I hid
wow,
it,
gosh.
and I lived as normal as I could. I was
Yeah.
an athlete, world championships, personal trainer, you name it. I mean,
Yeah.
my past is Air Force, Police Force, bodyguarding, Olympics,
Yeah.
all the GI Jane stuff.
Yeah.
So I ended up with a condition that I was quite. Not embarrassed, but reluctant to admit I had it and accept and change my life. And very recently, where I've had further depending diagnosis, obviously I've had to. And someone said to me, they said, look, just get it out there. Rip the plaster off, just get it
Absolutely.
out there.
No one will think any different. In fact,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
people
I think
respect
people
you.
will-
So
Yeah.
that's what
A
I did.
lot, yeah.
Respect
I
and
just
admire you a
chucked
lot
it out
more.
there. I was like, oh, there we go. There we go. This is what's going on. There we go. And it hasn't been that bad. I gotta be honest. It hasn't been that
But
bad.
I think a lot of people, myself included, in my younger days, I think you put this sort of mask on, don't you? And you try to make everyone think everything's fine
Yeah.
and okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, why do we do that? I don't
I have
understand
no
why
idea.
we do that. It's British,
human nature,
British
isn't it?
stuff upper lip or something. I don't know what
it's
it
like
is.
fear of rejection, isn't it? We all walk around with a painting. We paint a picture of
Yes,
ourselves and an
yeah.
identity that isn't,
Yeah.
shouldn't really matter. But I think it's always fear of rejection, fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And once you get to a point where you hit rock bottom, you're like, well, I don't care now, and it's so much better.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't care.
Listen to that was The Fairy Tale of New York by Kirsty MacColl, or featuring Kirsty MacColl, the Pogues,
The
with
Pogues,
with
yeah.
Kirsty MacColl.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm having a really bad day today, aren't I? I'm not doing very well at all, am I? Don't say anything. Anyway, we've got Cat Clatworthy and Stevie J in the studio with us, talking
We have,
about
yes.
V versus V and Eagles 11 Productions. Was there anything else about Eagles 11 that people would like to know, or you should want to tell people about?
There's probably loads. There's been a little bit of confusion actually with regards to the national charities who were contacted. Obviously, when we do a project like this, we contact the charities that support the illnesses that we are supporting.
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
And where I've tried to explain to people, the end product, once it's sold, exactly half of it goes into the next project, and exactly half of it goes towards directly and actively helping the families
Yes.
suffering with illness,
Yeah.
not to the national charities.
Yeah.
The charities support us, and we support them, and we promote them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But where it comes to actual funds that are gained, that's going directly towards helping the families, and we're hoping to. We're doing a fundraiser now, Little Red Riding Hood fundraiser, and with other funds that have been raised, we're hoping to launch the charity team next year
Right.
to actually start going into the community and start doing the things that we
Right.
would like to do to help the families,
Right.
whether that's visits or little aids here and there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So that's great, because quite often the charities get a lot for research,
Yeah.
don't they? But they don't get very much. I've got. Well, I know, in fact, sadly, 2 people who've got young children, about 18 months old, have got leukemia. And one of the biggest problems they've got is that the parents have to give up work. Quite often have to give
That's
up work.
it,
So they haven't
yeah.
got
And
the money
bills and
all that kind of stuff. So
transport and-
a charity that could support them. Quite often they try and get some fundraising of their own.
Yeah.
But so I think that's just hits a nail on the head. It's an area that people don't really think about. It's
Yeah.
great doing the research, but some people
We
need
need
it
the
right
research,
now.
yeah.
You need the research, but you
need
also
to
need it
split
right now. So
sensibly between
that's
the two.
amazing. We're back. That was Last Christmas with Wham.
Yeah.
So we got a little fellow just joined us. Phoenix has just joined us in the studio, who I believe is also in V versus V. Is that right, Phoenix? Yeah, he's gone all shy. But you've got lots of children in the show, haven't you?
We've got
in the
lots
film,
of children
yeah.
in the show. Yeah, we've got from casting children with lines and acting and to good experience, from good experience to no experience whatsoever. And we're also partnered with Revolutionise Dance and Theatre School
Right.
and Real Melodies. And Holly and Bex have been brilliant, bringing their children, the entire theatre school almost, to be part of V versus V and to do their roles and extra bits. And they've loved it. They're there at the end, covered in blood. And they're like, oh, can we do more? We want to do more. When can we do it again? It's really great for the kids.
So who's the youngest? What's the youngest age you've got in the show? And what's the oldest? I
gonna
keep
say
saying
we-
show, film.
The
Youngest.
youngest,
wasn't it?
yeah, my youngest son Elijah, he actually plays the baby K8. There's only a small part, obviously no lines or anything, and he was 20 months old.
Oh
at the
wow,
time.
so really young. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did it so well. We just needed shots of him, obviously, to portray the young girl growing up.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I thought it would be really tricky because I thought he'd be after the camera and looking at the camera, but we had this perfect shot of him, and you can see the picture. We've got a still of it, and he just kind of looked up and over the camera, and it was just this perfect image of him.
Oh wow.
So he's actually playing a young girl in the film.
All right.
But he is a boy. but I think we pulled it off. And then Pollyanna is 6, I believe. And then we've got 7s, 8s, all the way up to 18s, 19s, and then adults. Yeah.
So what's the oldest adult? Do you know?
The
Are
oldest
they actually? Has anyone
adult-
admitted to it?
Let me think. Without
You don't have to give names.
Without plucking names, I think the oldest adult at the moment is.
I don't have a foggiest. I don't put aged people.
No, it's a dangerous
I'm-
thing.
I'm
isn't
all-
it?
I'm
And I can't
useless.
even text this person and say, how old are you? Because now they're going to know that I'm saying that they're the oldest adult. So person X, it must be...
Well, give us a decade. So 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 80s. You know,
50s.
age
I don't know who you're talking about.
Maybe 50s.
In
I
the
don't know who I'm
50s.
talking about either, honest.
in their 50s.
We've got
Thinking
people in their
50s.
60s.
We've got people in their 60s, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, this we're looking at targeting older generation as well
Yeah.
with our social enterprise, because they're retired persons who have a lot of time. They, you know, it's not too late to learn new skills and be
Do you
a
know
part
what? That's
of
a
something.
fallacy.
Yeah.
I'm retired and I seem to be very, very, very busy. all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm not retired and I have plenty of time. No, I don't.
But you see what we mean? Just to give
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
you know, something new to learn and
And it's really good to keep learning, keeps the brain active and everything, to keep learning things.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Excellent. So you've mentioned earlier on about that you've got various ailments and things, and you used to be a very active person.
I used to. I mean, I've raced in the World Championships in obstacle course racing. I was a serious racer. I was sponsored to race. I competed.
So when you say race, you mean running?
Running and obstacles, yes.
I've
Sub-zero
never heard of
temperatures.
that. I thought that was only they only did that in schools.
Yeah, gosh, I finished the World Championships with concussion and hypothermia. That kind
Oh
of.
my goodness!
That's
So what
right.
kind of obstacles do you have to go over?
All different ones. I mean, heights through lakes. Gosh,
Yeah.
one race they even had us climbing through meat.
Oh,
It's
the
it's
obstacles
bizarre
are
because they had a tunnel and they had a
slightly more-
vegetarian side.
oh really?
And then they had meat and there was meat and
I think the obstacles
mud
aren't
and
like they were at
bog and-
school.
high things, under things, through water,
Wow.
you name it, you do it with OCR. And you're usually freezing, and I was doing that right up until 2015. So
Right.
that was my last. And part of my condition and part of accepting my condition, what's been really hard for me is accepting that I wouldn't be able to compete again.
Yeah.
And then my caseworker suggested that I may go and compete in the Invictus Games.
Wow.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to training for that
That'd be
instead, because I'm a
amazing.
veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gives you another focus. Again, like I said, it just proves what I'm trying to teach people, is that when you've got a focus and something to work towards
Yeah.
and something to look forward to,
That's true. Yeah.
it improves your mental health, which improves your physical health. And that's it. That's kind of the one thing I had for me, was competing and fitness and that, because I do a lot of things for
You
other
still
people.
go to the
and
gym
I'm-
now, though, don't you? You
I try.
Yeah.
So I'm doing rehabilitation. I've been
Okay.
referred to rehabilitation. The trouble I've got is getting about because of the wheelchair and that.
Right.
And I shake a lot and I fall a lot. So I don't really go far on my own at the moment. But I haven't given up. If that's
just hiccuped.
yeah. But yeah, I haven't given up.
I wouldn't expect you to give up.
No.
You're a fighter, a total fighter. Yeah. So does that excite you? The sort of the idea of that you can get back to doing something that you were
It's-
kind of what you used to do before. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's
something I hold on to. Yeah.
and so it's competing the part for you there, or is it
Being a part,
Yeah.
being a part. I know the Invictus Games works very different to other competitive industries, and it's kind of like OCR, where you stop and help the person next to you.
Oh right. Okay.
So you're competitive, but you're also supportive,
Yeah.
and I just love that, because it's not about winning.
No.
It's about taking
Yeah.
It's
part.
about taking part. Not just that. No, I don't want to sound like that. It's not about winning. It's about how many people you can get to the finish line with you. You know, it's about
That's cool.
encouraging others as well. I
Yeah.
think I take pleasure out of that. I did it in the World Championships, and I'll never stop doing it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Good.
not a loner.
I know the feeling. Yeah, definitely. I prefer to be with a group of people. When people ask me if I'm competitive, I say no, but I am if I'm in a team. So it sounds really
Yeah.
weird. If I'm in a team and I'm with other people,
You want your
then I
team
want
to
my
win.
team
You
to
want
win.
your team to win,
and I'll
yeah.
work with the team to win. But if it's about me, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm just not
Yeah.
competitive in that respect, which doesn't go down well when I apply for what they call quiz shows. And they always ask, so the questionnaire is always, do you consider yourself competitive? You know, I could lie and say yes, but I tend to be honest with it, so I never get chosen as a consequence of that. Don't forget to tune in to SG1 Radio from now until Christmas, and there's a big lineup, as you just heard, for on Christmas Day, including
Yep, there is.
a repeat of this show. And then we'll be back on Boxing Day for a 1 hour special.
Just a
Don't know
1
quite
hour.
what the special's going to be yet. It'll be a special of some sort.
just sounds good,
And it'll be
doesn't it?
live. It'll be live. Anyway.
Live special, just 1 hour. Yeah, just because we've got nothing better to do on Boxing Day
Yeah.
afternoon.
Well, speaks for yourself. Anyway, we've got Kat and Stevie in the studio with us, talking to us about V versus V and the Eagles 11 Productions and Kat's plans to be in the Victor's Games, hopefully sometime next year. Next year? Is it next year?
I don't
It's
know.
every other year.
Yeah, it's not next year.
It's
They've
the
only
year
just come
after.
back from Sydney.
I think it's
haven't
every
they?
other year,
it's
isn't
the
it?
year
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I wish
That is
you
my
all the
focus now.
Best of luck with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got so many things to do. I mean, you kind of piling on all the things that you're doing. I mean, you've got all the Eagles 11s
Yeah.
projects that are ongoing. You've got the movie to finish. You've got the Invictus Games.
Don't
to
forget the
sort of run.
children and the pup.
And the children and the puppy. Yeah. So keeping yourself incredibly busy.
I can
so.
just imagine her diary. My diary is a week to view. I bet hers is just a day to view.
A day to view.
Yeah, that's right.
I do keep getting things wrong, I will admit. It might be part of my condition, I don't know. But I have so many appointments and assessments and that I turn up right day, wrong week. Or right time, wrong day.
Yeah.
And even when I write it down, I still manage to get it wrong. So
I think.
good job I came here today, actually. As long as I had someone bringing me.
I do that without having any excuses.
I'm his diaries.
You're his
I'm
diary.
human
Yeah.
diary, yeah. I can't remember anything.
I've got a good team who they've got my back. They cover for me.
That's because everyone loves you, Kat. So they want
Oh,
to make sure
gosh.
that everything's okay. And that you keep-
yeah, they're fab.
So, yeah. So, you said there's some other people that you wanted to mention today.
Yeah, I mean, I hope this comes across right and not negative. It's actually a positive thing. But I'd like everybody to think about the families and the soldiers that are not here for Christmas, that are away and serving their country, and you know, and the children who don't get to see dad or mum or
Yep.
vice versa. I just like everybody to pay a thought to them. And also the ones that are home but that are still fighting, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going down on Christmas Day to help some veterans have some cooked meals and not be on their own with the Veterans Project, with Finola and Mark. And yeah, I would just like people to spare a thought for them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think about them on the obvious days like Poppy Day and that. but
Yeah.
especially on days like Christmas.
Yeah, when they can't be with the families and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
families
just-
and the families as well who are missing them, because you've been in that situation, haven't
I
you? where
have,
you've
yeah. I've been away
Yeah.
at Christmas and
Yeah.
services, and it's. I had a young daughter when I left. She was. She was about 9 months old. And when I came back, she was nearly 1.5. You know,
Yeah.
and it's a big chunk to miss. Yeah, and
So
so I
definitely,
I know how they feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
want to say also, don't forget the people that are on their own
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
yeah.
not just the elderly, and
Yeah.
it's not
The
just,
homeless.
I've been there
Veterans,
myself.
yeah.
I haven't had my children. I haven't had a family around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, look out for each other. If you see someone on their own who's always on their own and you've got a spare plate, offer them.
Yeah.
They
And-
might say no, but you might make their Christmas, you might make their
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Just always remember that there's always someone on their own and there's always someone in need, and just to be aware of that, really.
And sometimes, that's closer to home than you think.
Oh, yeah, you see it
sometimes that's
every
your
day.
family. Sometimes your family are not
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
or your friends. And
Yeah. And in fact, in this area, it's actually quite good. And one of our presenters works in sports at one of the local schools.
Yeah.
And they're on Christmas Eve. They're doing a big thing for anyone who is on their own, so they can go and they can get some food, particularly homeless people. They can
Yeah.
get some food, and they can have some entertainment and everything.
clothing,
So
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
Christmas
wow.
Eve. And then in the local paper, it was saying about there's a Turkish restaurant in the town. Them and a cafe in Hitchin, which isn't that far away, are opening their doors on Christmas Day for
provide
anyone who's
meals.
on their own, anyone who's
Wow.
elderly, and anyone who's homeless can come and have a Christmas meal. So
Amazing.
it's amazing. It's great to see the community
hat off to
doing
them.
that kind of. Absolutely, that's what we said. It's amazing that
It's not
people
hard,
do that.
see. It's not hard to help people.
No,
It's not hard.
no. No, it's great, and this time of year, it's in fact being on your own's hard enough at any time.
Yeah.
But at Christmas, when everyone's together with families and things like that, it's worse. I think
It's
because-
everywhere. It's advertisements
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
All
it's
you
got-
see is family together, and
Yeah.
when you haven't got one,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might not necessarily want a physical present, but it's just that
Yeah.
whole giving, that whole experience, isn't it, that you miss as well.
Yeah.
So I did.
No, you did. I can tell you're telling porkies.
Oh, I'm not telling porcupines.
You are. I can tell by the way you said you did.
Oh dear. So we've got Kat and Stevie in the studio, and we've been having a long chat today about V versus V the movie and Eagles 11 Productions and things that Kat's up to, and Stevie's story, her sort of her journey with the Eagles 11 Productions, and all the fantastic work she's been doing, and stuff that you might do in the future as well. But it's been amazing talking to you guys, it's really
It's sort of a privilege to have you
it
here.
is a privilege to have you,
Yeah.
and thank you so much for coming all the way from Wales. I mean, it's not a short journey, really, is it? So
Hopefully we will get down to see you.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
We'll make it a mission. That's our
absolutely,
mission,
yeah.
to come and see
So if
you.
it's weekends, we can look at our diary straight away, and we can figure out if any of those are going to work for us. Yeah,
We'll
so
come down.
hopefully it will do. We've got less booked in at the moment for next year.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Apart from going away for 4 weeks, but apart from that,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
like Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 or Jacksons, the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson. They were Motown, they were the Jackson 5, and then when they left Motown, they became the Jacksons. I think that's the right way around. Terry would correct me on that one if I'm wrong about that one.
He no doubt will.
So do you have what are your plans for Christmas? So you we talked about sort of people being on their own. Are you Christmasing around yours, or are you going in to see somebody for Christmas?
Going to help out, isn't she?
Yeah, well,
I'm
apart from
going
that,
to Newcastle.
You're going to Newcastle.
Going to Newcastle.
I'm the children's father has them this Christmas, so they're going to spend time with him. And my boyfriend is working up there at the moment. He's doing gritting for the winter.
Oh,
So I'll be
and
spending
Newcastle
it
would
with
probably need a lot of gritting. So
Yeah.
I would imagine.
him. So he'll
Yeah,
probably be working on Christmas Day,
yeah.
but I'll be there anyway.
Mind you, if the weather's really, really nice and warm, you might not be. You might be lucky.
Fingers crossed for the Christmas
So
Day.
are you doing the
like a heat
cooking?
wave.
Are you doing the cooking?
I think I am, but I think maybe his brother is. I'm not sure.
Do you know what? Get his brother to do it, because then you can just chill.
Yeah, I like that idea better.
Yeah, so do I. Unfortunately,
Glass of
I'm
wine.
cooking for 2 days on the trot with loads of people.
Oh, 6.
6 on Christmas Eve and 5 on Christmas Day. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not loads, I suppose.
is it?
No, but yeah, it's more than 2. And apart from you helping out with the Christmas Day,
Well,
drinking all the
It's
alcohol
it's just me and my eldest boy, JJ, this Christmas,
and the dog.
and the dog,
Can't forget.
who's also coming with us actually. I asked JJ, and he actually said that that's what he wanted to do. So we're gonna go and help. I say help. I don't know how much help I'll be. He'll be helping. He's a lot
Yeah,
of
but
help.
just
He's a lot
by
of help to
turning
me.
up is help
Yeah.
in its own way,
Yeah.
by encouragement and showing that you have a commitment.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Do you know what? I love the stories. And JJ's
Yeah.
very much the same. Likes to sit and talk
Yeah.
and listen to people's stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
veterans have got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
See how I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm hoping I'll have a good day. I never really know what kind of day I'm gonna have until it comes to the day.
Yeah.
None
Um,
of us do.
None of us do, yeah. But I mean, like being able to do anything. There are days where I'm unable to do anything.
By the
But
way,
yeah,
I love
they
the
look-
hats.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
hat.
they're cool, aren't
Thank
they?
you, Winnie Pops.
Are they new that?
Winnie Pops designed them and created them, yes. And I mean, I think anybody can have a hat, can't I? Anybody.
Yeah.
You need to get in touch with Win Hopkins if you would like an Eagles 11 hat.
Oh,
if you're an
okay.
E11 groupie.
Oh.
Um,
We're definitely groupies, aren't we?
yeah, he's taking care
Rather
of
than
that.
groupies.
Steady, it's a family show.
I should have brought our banners. Actually, we've got big, professionally made banners now. We are moving up, and we're getting uniforms sorted now, thanks to
Oh,
Ben
wow.
Leonidas Morgan.
I've got to get a hat because I've got loads of hats.
Oh yeah, he's a hat wearer, definitely a hat wearer.
Yeah.
But those are really
Yeah, I'm
nice
going
because
to
they're
that.
really deep, aren't they?
Yeah,
as well?
they're really deep. They're comfortable. They've got the gold eagle on it.
I love hats, but I don't think hats love me particularly, unfortunately.
They're good to hide tired eyes. Like I don't know if anybody can tell because it's over Facebook, so hopefully it's not that clear a picture. But I'm really droopy eyed
Yeah,
today,
you
so
look
I'm like,
awful.
oh thanks. She loves me really. But they're like they hide your eyes.
Always rely on a
You can
friend.
do that.
Actually, I don't think you're that droopy-eyed. I think you've got
I
a little
think so.
spark in your eyes still. so
thank
you know,
you.
you're not droopy-eyed at all.
It must be the
I have a hat.
makeup. Oh, shut up.
I have a hat to hide the fact that I've got lots of hair. Follically challenged.
Certainly is the most wonderful time of the year, and Andy Williams, which no one else seemed to appreciate apart from me. us. Anyway, we've pretty much come to the end of the show, and
We
it's been
have, haven't
absolutely
we?
delightful having both of you here, and Spirit the dog,
And Spirit.
and your son Phoenix, who joined
Support
us.
crew,
So
you
yeah,
call
support
them.
crew. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming all this
Yes,
way
thank
to
you
come
very
and chat
much,
to us.
yeah.
We love having you here. You know that.
Yes.
And like I said, we're really hoping we're going to be able to get down at last to join in with you when you're filming next sometime.
Would be
Is there anything else? Is anyone you wanted to say hello to? Anything?
I just want to thank everybody for a brilliant year. I just want to thank everybody who's involved with V versus V and Eagles 11, and how much, I hope they realise how much of a difference they're making already to people. We've had quite a few testimonies, and Joe Public, they message me now and talk about it. They are making a difference already, and I just want to thank them all for their time and their efforts, and for being patient, and for going through the bad as well as the good with us. And everybody, it's like one giant family now. So I just want to say thank you, and I want to wish everybody a happy Christmas, and tell everybody to be really excited for the new year, because there's a lot coming up in 2019.
Sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
good, amazing. Yeah.
Anything from you,
Thank
Stevie?
you very much.
Anyone you
Oh,
want to
I
say?
have got to do it too.
You don't have
Please,
to.
You don't have to. Don't feel obliged.
I want to say to everybody who's been listening or has been paying attention and sees what we're doing, if you are interested in joining us, then just have a look on our webpage and get in touch, and you can come on board too, because our doors are open and we want more people. As long as you share the ethos, come on board with us and we will move together into the future.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
See what I mean? She's great with words.
She's
This is why
great,
she's
yeah.
our creative.
Oh, fantastic.
She comes out with words sometimes. I'm like, what does that mean?
You say it all the time. Will you speak English?
What's that mean? What's that long word? What's that long word? It's brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you both very much
Thank you
again.
very much.
Yeah.
for everything, yeah.
Thank you.
So it's don't forget to keep listening to SG1 Radio, and if you missed some of this show, you can listen again on Christmas Day. It'll be
do.
on Christmas Day as well as on Saturday, as usual. The usual repeat on Saturday.
We'll be back next Wednesday.
We'll be back next Wednesday for a shortened show, an hour, Boxing Day special, and we're hoping you'll make it special with us. And we'll more about that hopefully in a promo coming up.
Yeah.
But anyway, otherwise we're going to leave you with Wizard. I wish it could be Christmas every day, and it's goodbye from Slava, and it's goodbye from
A bloke called Trev.
Bye everyone. Have a great Christmas.